highlights. It's always hard to follow Lang. The guy is just such a consummate statesman. And he really kind of summed up everything I wanted to say, but I'm going to repeat that. You know, this is obviously the speech that you think about at the beginning of a campaign that you hope not to give. But I think it's important. I think it's important that, you know, at a time like this, we thank the people who made this journey possible, the people, many of whom are in this crowd right here, right now, who supported us along a very difficult and long road to get to where we are today. I'm going to start, though, of course, by thanking my amazing wife, Sarah. Sarah is an yeah, let's go ahead and give her a big round of applause. Sarah has been my guiding light and my biggest supporter for longer than I can remember now. And you know, she's the kind of person who, when we made this very difficult decision to run for Attorney General, it was one we made together. And she supported me every step of the way. And I cannot thank her enough. I cannot thank my children enough. You know, Brandon and Hayden, hopefully at home, getting tucked in right about now. You know, because they asked a lot of those nights, hey, where's Dad? And it's because we were out on the campaign trail trying to make our case and, you know, convince the folks of Colorado that there's a different path and maybe a better path. But they were tremendous throughout this entire journey. I want to thank my parents also. Bill and Deborah Kellner came all the way out from Florida. You know, I talk about my father and my mom a lot on the campaign trail. They're the ones who instilled in me the values that I have today, you know, from their service in the military. And I got to say, my dad has been a pretty incredible driver for me this last week of the campaign, taking me across the great state of Colorado with many of these amazing candidates. And despite being a Florida driver, he's actually done okay on our Colorado roads. You know, I want to elevate something. You know, at a time like this, I think it's hard to stand in this room, as many of us Republicans wonder, what's the future of our party look like in the state of Colorado? And you might wonder, was it worth it? And I want to tell you unequivocally, it absolutely was. You know, we made some inroads in this state that may be hard or easy to overlook. And I want to talk to you about that. I mean, throughout this campaign, which was so focused on public safety, we changed a lot of hearts and minds, I believe, around this state about the importance of what's going on. I mean, heck, you know, we've talked about this a ton. We're #1 in the country for auto theft. We convinced Governor Polis to all of a sudden get behind a bill saying, hey, well, I want to increase the penalties for car thieves. That happens because of campaigns like this. We raise the importance of the fentanyl epidemic and how we all need to come together to tackle that problem. That happens because of campaigns like this, where we are talking about these issues. So I do believe we've changed the trajectory of our state in a much, much better way. You know, not too long ago, I called Phil and I congratulated him on a hard-fought campaign, a good campaign, and I wished him the best of luck. Because his success, I believe, is the success of our state as well. And that's something we should all be proud of. You know, the voters of Colorado, I want to thank them especially. You know, they showed up, they made their voices heard, and that is truly what separates our country from so many other places around this world. You know, places I've seen as a Marine, places I've seen in Afghanistan. You know, the rule of law carries the day. So I could very much go on with the thanks here, and I'm actually going to a little bit because I have to thank Holly Horn, who helped out so much with our campaign, Mike and Cree Senich, Katie Banke, the list goes on and on and on. Colin Schmidt, standing right here, you did a great job, MVP of the campaign, buddy. You know, Christy Burton Brown, the entire GOP, you all made our campaign a fun and exciting tour around this great state, and I cannot thank you all enough. And I can't thank you all. You know, you made this possible, and we didn't carry the day, but that doesn't mean we're going to give up and stop fighting for our great state. So thank you all. God bless you, and God bless the great state of Colorado.